This here is my ultimate hack for creating promotional videos and talking to a camera. Today, we are going to go behind the scenes at a promotional video that I'm recording for my very own business. Hi there, I'm Taylor Jackson, a wedding photographer and video creator based in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. I haven't done one since like 2014, so it's time to update it. Lots of new things have happened. I sat down. I guess the first step to creating a promotional video is you either script it, or if you can come up with stuff on the fly, that's awesome. I can't, so I have to script everything. Most of the YouTube content you've seen, if it's in a very tight and concise package, there is a pretty good chance I've actually scripted it and read it line for line. Like this video here in Iceland, and this one here in the studio. Oh, that's today. I don't even know if that's breaking the fourth wall. Also, I'm going to be doing a full editing demo of this. I'm going to go through my entire edit of this promotional video over on the member site. So if you're a member over there, you'll have access to it. I'll put a link down below. So step one, find a tripod. Success, found it. I don't know if I'm going to officially light this shot. I'm gonna set up the camera tripod first and see if it needs it. It's an overcast day out here, which is really nice. That means that the sun and the brightness won't be going in and out, so it won't be too distracting. I also know that I'm going to be doing a lot of B-roll cuts over this video like I'm doing right now. List of things we won't be using. The coolers that Lindsay keeps winning, it's becoming a problem. The step ladder, probably won't be using it. Fancy tripod, don't need it. Stools, also maybe don't need. Standing desk, I might stand for this one. I feel like it's nice. I'm probably not gonna stand in front of Lindsay's backdrop though. I'm gonna stand right here where my camera is, and more to come with this camera, actually, this camera here. This is my prop camera. The Nikon F3. This is also a part of the secret process. And microphones. That's all I need. That's it. We'll end this. The reason you came to this video. That's all I need. All right, let's set up the tripod. So the goal of this is to get my camera as far away from me as possible, but still using this good lighting in this corner. So I'm gonna put it in this corner here, and I'm at 30 millimeters. And I think that that's okay. I might also consider doing a vertical version of this as well. So I'm going to frame with as much space as I possibly can, because Sony cameras don't shoot open gate. And I hope that one day that dream comes true. All right, so I did my best to frame in this so we look photography. And I'm gonna move this because this is in the shot. Although I could replace it with something maybe a little more industrial. I'm gonna put a background subject of this ladder. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get crazy. Look at that. I'm such a professional. Now there's a ladder in the shot. Next up, I have the DJI Mics 2, I guess, the one that comes with 32-bit flotation. So if you find yourself on a boat and you've fallen off that boat, you can float with it. I am going to do something different. So usually I do a lav microphone, but I don't think I can do that today because the sweater I'm wearing, I don't really think about that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make the standing desk go a little bit higher, and I'm going to hide this back here. Look at that, it actually just magnets right to the camera. And I'm gonna have this prop in the scene, but it's also going to be my microphone. And if you don't have something like this, you can actually just use your phone. You just do a voice note and just hide it back here, and then record everything on your phone. And then you can just sync it pretty quickly in post, especially if it's just one shot. But because we're ultra luxury professional, I'm going to do this. But also, if I do need to use a 32-bit float, it only records to the pack internally. So I'm gonna have to plug that in if I do want that. But that is probably gonna be good enough, and I'm probably not gonna have to use the life jacket. And next up, the thing that you came here for. So I use a teleprompter for everything. I am a better writer than I am an on-camera personality. That is why I'm choosing to narrate this from behind the camera. And what I do is I'll script everything, and usually I'll write it one night, and then the next day I'll go back through and edit everything, especially for a project like this that I know is going to last a very long time, at least judging from my last video that is still online from 2014. So I have made a very tight script, and I reference pieces of B-roll that I know that I have, so I'm able to dump them in and make the process a little bit faster. If you don't yet have behind the scenes footage of you shooting wedding day, you can do it yourself. I do this a lot with GoPro. Or if you have that one wedding that you're really excited about this year, you can hire somebody to come out, or maybe just do a swap. You have one of your friends come and roll video behind the scenes on one of your wedding days, and then maybe you go and help them out one day. Or you just have your second photographer do it. You could do it on your phone. It doesn't have to be on a camera or anything. But let's set this up. What is a teleprompter, you might ask? It is a a mirror that's on kind of a 45-degree angle there. So it goes in front of your lens, and I'll open this up so that you can see. So your lens goes there, and then it does not see the glass, but then you use your iPad or you use your iPhone and you put it down here, and it reflects the words on the mirror so you can read directly into the lens, but the camera doesn't pick it up. To attach to your camera, they include a variety of step-up rings, so whatever millimeter your lens is. We're on the 1.8 right now, so it is a 67 millimeter filter. So here we go. The attaching of the ring. Beautiful. I also have a mist filter on there, although I probably wouldn't need a mist filter because I'm also shooting through another piece of glass here. And there we go. Now we've attached it. Beautiful. That's what your camera now looks like. Wow, it looks so professional all of a sudden. And then I use the Parrot app, and I come up with a file name. There's just a bunch of letters. And I paste it there. Turn up my brightness to max. Do not disturb mode on. And then everything is in reverse. But when you put it there like that, look at that. All of a sudden, promo video. You hit play, and it'll just play to the screen. Beautiful, right? And now I just read it from over there. Now, if I was a professional, I could do this all in one shot, but I can't. So what I actually do is I have a remote. This remote right here, forwards and backwards, if you hit OK, it just starts playing. So you set it to a speed that you're gonna naturally be able to read it at, but then if you need to go back up, you just hit up, it goes back. I also hide this behind my prop camera. So you'll notice that a lot of the time I have some sort of prop in front of me. And it's usually because I'm just hiding that remote right there. And today we're also hiding audio. All right, we're now recording on the pack. I'll put that somewhere over here. Teleprompter remote right there. Now we are recording. And a few tips for this part is that now you're in complete control of reading things. So you can do it as many times as you want in order to make it feel natural. I usually do this with physical pieces of paper. I would read from the paper, and then I would put it down and I'd pick it up and I'd memorize the next line. As long as you know that you have B-roll to cover those cuts, you can cut as many times as you want and redo lines so they feel exactly correct for you. You can also have someone else in the room to maybe remind you to smile and to maybe have more energy. I like to record by myself. I'm just more comfortable that way. Let's begin. I believe that the best wedding photography is candid. I feel like that was too presenter-ish. I believe that the best wedding photography is candid. That you should be having a wedding because you want to get married and not just to have an expensive photo shoot for social media. That's important. Create a common enemy. The common enemy is social media. Hi there, I'm Taylor Jackson, a wedding photographer and video creator based in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. It's also important to have your hands in the frame. If you're just a talking head like this, less trust. Now, trust. Open palms, watch Marques Brownlee. He just talks like this all the time. That's why you trust him. I believe that the best wedding photography is candid. That you should be having a wedding because you want to get married and not just to have an expensive photo shoot for social media. Hi there, I'm Taylor Jackson, a wedding photographer and video creator based in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, but I also travel a little bit, or a lot, depending on what you consider to be a lot. My favorite destination right now is Japan, which I'm fortunate enough to visit a few times per year. I am also a big fan of Iceland, as well as New Zealand and Italy. My favorite destination of all time though, definitely Antarctica. You can watch a very long documentary about it if you want. Travel aside, the majority of weddings that I do are close to home. I am a preferred vendor at Langdon Hall, as well as all the Pearl properties, which includes Elora Mill, Whistlebear, Cambridge Mill, Pearl Hotel, Spencer's, The Farm, Ancaster Mill. Wow, they know a lot. We also have a studio in Uptown Waterloo that you may have seen. That's where I am right now. Wedding photography and video is pretty unique. You have to be good at every subgenre of photo and video to make it work. At a wedding, you are a photojournalist, but you also have to know how to step in and pose people. Depending on the day, maybe the vibe is more relaxed garden party, or maybe it's completely black tie editorial. Then beyond people, you're also styling and capturing details, landscapes, architecture, wild animals, domestic animals, and then it gets dark. If you've ever tried taking photos with your iPhone in low light conditions, especially with people in fast movement, you know it gets a lot more complex at night. So you really do have to be great at all styles of photography in order to capture a wedding correctly. My goal, whether it is low light or during the daytime, is to make you and your family look their absolute best. Then also very important to me as a photographer, I never want to be the center of attention. I think we've all been to a wedding where the photographer is doing something crazy during the ceremony or speeches and everyone's watching them instead of the couple. It is my goal to never be that photographer. I want to create the best work possible, but I also want to create it in the most efficient and unobtrusive way. I think this is because I'm an introvert, but I know there are times in the day when I have to be an extrovert. Introversion is kind of cool because as an introvert, you can learn to be an extrovert, but I don't think that that goes the other way around. To break down a normal day for me, I am primarily a candid documentary photographer all day, except for the family photos and the photo session of the two of you. While candid photos are important, the standard family photos and the photo of the two of you smiling, facing the camera in full length are going to be the images that are passed down from generation to generation. I think that's why I like wedding photography. I am creating something of value for you and your family that has value beyond all of our lifetimes. It's sad, but I am also very aware that it's possible I'm taking someone's last photograph. And while I like to keep the actual photography experience lighthearted and fun, I don't for a second forget why I'm there and what's truly important. Okay, back to the more fun stuff. Look, this wedding was in People magazine. Serena was a yellow Power Rangers in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Hollywood legend, or at least Comic-Con legend, Bruce Campbell was the officiant. And I think I actually accidentally planned their entire elopement in Italy in Positano. It was a very, very nice time. Other fun fact, I photographed over 1,000 weddings in my career, which might sound crazy. I did start when I was very young. I also wrote this book about it to teach other photographers how to document weddings in the best way. It's on Amazon, Audible. And while 1,000 weddings might sound like I'm sick of them, honestly, it's the opposite. In fact, I even went to a wedding for fun with my friend Lily this past trip to Italy. They were photographing a very nice wedding in Lake Como, and I asked if I could come and do some behind the scenes with them and experience a true ultra luxury Lake Como wedding. This wedding featured a lot more boats than a wedding I'd photograph at home, and honestly, I think that's fine. Logistics for boat access venues is not something that I'd want to deal with every single weekend. Now, when it comes to the video side of things, I was the first person in the world to start offering photo and video coverage as just myself on wedding days. What that means is that I do my regular photography coverage, but I am also recording short video clips throughout the day. I pioneered this type of coverage because I kept hearing my couples say that they wish they got video, but they didn't have the budget for a full team. So while I'm not a replacement for a full 4-person video team, I can do a 3 to 4 minute highlight film from the day. There are a few of them on the site if you want to check them out. There are a few benefits of me doing video for you, and I think the one that comes up the most is that my couples don't want 6 cameras on them all day, and they would prefer it to just be myself and my second. Now, I have some recent changes. I used to photograph between 60 to 70 weddings every single year. I don't do that anymore. Now I have a much more limited calendar for weddings. My year is structured into 2 seasons. April to the end of October, I am available for weddings. And then November to March, I do something a little bit different. I am also a full-time YouTube creator with over 500,000 subscribers. This means I get hired to do projects with camera brands like Nikon and Sony and Fujifilm, plus a lot of other big companies like Best Buy, as well as travel projects like Antarctica that I mentioned before. I'm kind of the opposite of a teacher where I take winters off and I work here in the summer. Over the winter, I am still open to destination weddings, but I am rarely available for local weddings. Wintertime is also what we call conference season. I speak about wedding photography and video at conferences around the world, like this one in Florence, Italy this year, and Denmark, England, Scotland, and Las Vegas. And after years and 1,000 weddings, I'm considered to be one of the leading wedding photography educators, which is great for an introverted person. I love speaking to 1,000-person theaters. Honestly though, it's pretty cool that I can have an impact on thousands of wedding photographers all around the world. So if you're looking for a photographer that prefers candid over heavily posed and documentary rather than in the way and annoying, I would love if you'd consider me to document your day. To be fully transparent, all of my pricing and packages are online on my website. No hidden costs, no surprises, just an all-in price. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon. All right, I think we did it. And now I walk home and I edit this video. If you do want to watch a full behind the scenes editing demo, I'm going to put one up over on the members website. So if you are a member over there, you can watch the full editing demo of the video that you've already seen. But I'll walk through my entire editing process for videos, both in the promotional sense, but then also really kind of anything for YouTube, or at least a baseline with any sort of talking head style YouTube video.